Hello everyone, you're watching Road to the Draft. Nat Edwards and Cal Toomey with you. 28 days to go until the 2021 NAB AFL Draft. Things are heating up.
28 days, 4 weeks. Yeah, looking forward to it. Real countdown time now, so lots happening behind the scenes. The players are getting ready. Plenty of them are going through exams at the moment too, so they get past those big obstacles and then move into real draft mode, but we're already there now.
We are. So let's take a look at a couple of the top prospects in this year's draft pool. I want to start by talking about a WA defender in Rhett Bazzo. Our colleague Nathan Schmuck wrote an article about him on the weekend, which you can check out online at the moment, but he's playing and I guess inspired by the memory of his late father.
Yeah, who passed away, and he's done a really good job this year, has Rhett, and playing in a different couple of positions. So at the start of the season, we probably saw him as a key forward. There was a period there where he kicked 8 goals over 3 weeks in the Colts level and did some really good things in that part of the ground, but then shifted back, and that's probably where he's found his niche across this year. So he's able to intercept, he's able to lock down, he's a pretty sturdy option there in the back half. So some of his better performances of the year came for Western Australia during the Under-18, Under-19 championships, playing against South Australia, and then at the end of the season, he played in a Colts premiership with Swan District. So a pretty good season across the year, and somewhere I think inside the second round is probably where he fits in draft terms, and there's clubs looking for key position players. He might be one of those plucked off from anywhere from 20 to 40.
Let's take a look at Connor McDonald now. He's from the Dandenong Stingrays, an inside midfielder. What else can you tell us about him? What are his biggest strengths?
Well, he can find the footy, that's for sure. He played 4 NAB League games this year, averaged 30 disposals, and there's clubs inside the top 30 who are looking at him as an option around that because of, as you say, that ability to just find the footy. So he's an in and under player, but also able to get out on the outside and do some damage there. Pretty steady kick and just consistent, and we've seen that across all levels he's played this year. So at school level as well for Haileybury College under the guidance of Matthew Lloyd there. So some good leaders that have sort of pushed him towards this point of his draft credentials. And yeah, he's a prospect who, because of his inside ability, has plenty of fans inside that top 30. So we wait and see if that's where he ends up getting picked, but there's certainly clubs looking at him in that area.
In your October edition of the Phantom Form Guide, which dropped on Wednesday, which is actually today, it is today, that is the one, you had him ranked at 31, so just outside the top 30.
Yeah, I think that's about his sort of place in the draft, and that will be some givers and some takers in terms of where those picks go. It's going to be an interesting draft, I think, from 15 onwards because of the unseen nature of so many of these players, and Connor McDonald fits into that bracket too. Some will rank him a little bit higher, some will have him a bit further back, but as I say, you know what you're getting, and that's a reliable inside midfield option.
One of his teammates at the Dandenong Stingrays and someone who comes in at number 35 in your October edition is Judson Clark. Caught the eye of everyone back in June with a 5-goal performance for the country. Yeah,
I was there and it was outstanding. I think if it wasn't for Sam Darcy kicking 6 that day, then Judson Clark would have been the story out of that game, because what he did across half forward for Vic Country was outstanding, and it's the finish, Nat, and that's what clubs are looking at him and thinking, well, if we slot him into a half forward flank, how nifty and crafty can he be, and how deliberate can he be with his ball use, so we can actually find a weapon in our half-forward line. So left footer, kicked 5 goals, as I said, for Vic Country. A couple of weeks later, played for the Dandenong Stingrays on a Friday night game at Eastern Rangers there, and dominated there with 27 disposals and a goal too. So able to push up the ground a little bit too and make an impact. So yeah, left footer, and certainly clubs looking at him as well in the second round. So a couple of second round options today on the cards.
Do clubs view him as someone who might be able to play in the midfield?
Yeah, bits and pieces, but I think he starts his career as a half forward. And as I say, it's the class when he gets his opportunities that makes him a converter, and clubs want half forwards who can take their chances, and he's one of them.
They certainly do. All right, 3 names there for you to watch for the upcoming draft in November. Of course, across 2 nights, November 24, the first night, and then November 25. And we'll have all the news right here on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app. Just fill us in. The Road to the Draft podcast this week. Special guest?
Special guest, Derek Hine, the recruiting boss at the Magpies. Plenty happening at the Magpies. A lot of Collingwood fans out there who will be interested in what they're going to do beyond Nick Dacos. We obviously know Nick Dacos will get there. Interesting to hear Decker's thoughts on where things are placed beyond that with some of their later picks.
Who is this Nick Dacos that you speak of?
Good player.
All right, we'll have all that and more. And of course, don't forget to join us on the AFL's official Facebook page on Thursday, midday Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We'll be there answering all of your draft questions. So make sure you jump on. We'll see you then.